So before we do the partial fractions decomposition, we have to make sure that the highest power of x in the numerator is smaller than the highest power of x in the denominator. We call them the order. So the order here is 2 because the highest power is 2, and the order here is 3 after you expand everything. So we don't have to do long division, just do partial fractions right away. So to do the partial fractions decomposition, we need to identify the forms we need to use based on the factors in the denominator. So because of the 2 plus x, this is simple linear. We use a constant divided by that factor. And for this 3 plus x squared, we use the third form, the unfactorizable quadratic form. So we have to use something linear divided by that factor. Okay, the next step is to multiply both sides by the denominator. On the left, we cancel out. We have only the numerator, just like this. And on the right, after we multiply the first term here, they cancel out. We have only a times 3 plus x squared. And when we multiply here, they cancel out. We have bx plus c times 2 plus x. Notice that the brackets are important here. And then we want to separate the terms with the b and the c. So bx times 2 plus x, c times 2 plus x. So we separate the b and the c. And then we use the zeros of the factors. So the zeros means the values of x that can simplify the whole term to be 0. So in this case, we use minus 2. We replace the x with minus 2, replace with minus 2, replace with minus 2. And here when we replace with minus 2, of course, we get 0. Replace with minus 2, we get 0. So we can find the a directly. From here we have 28, so the a is 4. And the next 0 we can use is x equals 0 here, because if you plug in 0, this term will go to 0. So x equals 0, this is just 0. We have only 14 on the left. On the right, we have 3 times a, but we know the a is 4. And after we plug in 0, this is going to be 0. And if we plug in 0, we have 2 times c, which means we can find the c. So this is 12. The c is therefore 1. And since we already have the 2 coefficients, we can just plug in anything random like 1. And we get on the left 14 minus 3 plus 2. On the right, we plug in 1, we get 4 times a, but the a is 4. We plug in 1, we get 1 times 3 times b. And here we plug in 1, we get 3 times c, but the c is 1. So we can find the c. From here we get 13, and this is 16, and this is 3, and therefore minus 6 equals 3b, and the b equals minus 2. We have a, b, c. We're done. This is the final answer. Alright, I'll see you again next